I was thinking about the emphasis that people put on us about making sure that we have all of our stuff together before involving other people within our lives and all that. And even though I think there's a lot of great points to that, I also think it's incredibly isolating and it's not realistic because humans are pack animals. We are regulated when we are around a community of people that we feel welcomed by, like safe with those people. And when we are just by ourselves, yes, there is a lot of things that we can do to help and heal ourselves and work on ourselves, get to understand and know ourselves better, build the relationship with ourselves when we have time by ourselves. But it's equally important to build relationships and community and understanding and even our own understanding of ourselves through other people. And I was thinking that in regards to like external motivation and validation and how we oftentimes shame ourselves, like, oh, well, I can't get myself to do anything unless it's for someone else or the thought of other people. A great example of this in a way that's maybe not the healthiest is I can only get myself to go to the gym or go work out or eat right or try to lose weight if I'm thinking about like having like getting with other people, like dating, physical intimacy, whatever. But I think to some degree we have really disconnected ourselves from our ancestors because of this isolation, because of this individualism and this like all for me type of mentality where it's like, oh, well, I need to make sure that I have my stuff together. I think that it's also important to consider the community and the fact that our ancestors, like the cavemen and all that, were people who kind of had to motivate themselves to do things because, like, if their job was to be the person who gathered berries or hunted or whatever, like, everybody in that tight-knit community had a job or several jobs. And if you didn't take care of your job, other than when you were sick or something, like, other people would be affected by that. So maybe you didn't convince yourself, just like how like parents will be like, well, I don't really want to do anything today, but like you have a child to raise. So it does make you think that when you have people or a pet or something that rely on you, there is this emphasis to want to get things done as opposed to like if you are only by yourself. And it goes even further when you start to think, oh, well, I really should be by myself because I don't have everything figured out. And it's like, well, maybe there is a healthy amount of external validation and external motivation. I do think, like, if you're trying to get sober or something, a good motivator could be, I want to get sober for my kids. I want to get sober for my partner. I want to start this business so my kids can have a legacy or whatever. But it shouldn't be the only factor. Like, yeah, maybe in like the caveman days, like they were like, oh, well, if I don't go get those berries, then the rest of the village is going to, be affected by that. But also, you're going to be affected by that. You need to eat as well. But also, like having your own purpose, having something to do, having a routine, having a schedule. And so it doesn't have to be this one thing. I have to be an individual. I, don't need people around me. I have to learn myself and love myself and know everything about myself before I can involve friends or other people within my life and any relationship dynamic that means. It can be, yeah, there's things that I need to work on. Yeah, I need to have my own amount of internal motivation, internal validation. But also, I can build off of what other people give me as well, while also understanding, my own balance and discerning when there are people who maybe might not have the best intentions when they tell me what I should want or who I am or whatever. That's why building your own understanding of your morals, your values, your own understanding of yourself to the best of your ability and adapting that over time because we change and whatnot as we grow older, or at least that would be the hope. And finding that balance between letting people in, having community, and knowing yourself, because otherwise you're just going to constantly blame and shame and criticize yourself and others and kind of oscillate between the two, and not know who you are and be like, oh, well, other people tell me or this or that. And it's like, well, maybe that's okay. Maybe it's okay if other people tell you who you are a little bit. you just, can be motivated or inspired or validated or whatever from other people or other people's experiences. It's just finding that balance, whatever that means to you, while also trying to understand the brain and the things that you're working with and what's going to work for you, or how to modify people's suggestions in a way that's more authentic to you. So I hope that helps at least one person. My name is Sarah. I'm your favorite self-experimenting coach or companion, and I help get people reacquainted with who they most authentically are. You're an amazing person, and I hope you have the best day.